So we have a Vauxhall Insignia in the workshop today, loads of fault codes. We've got cylinders, well, all of the cylinders, pressure variation too high, exhaust flow faults, exhaust temperature faults, turbo boost system performance, loads and loads. But because of the faults that we've got, I think the best place to start with this is checking whether we've got any induction leaks or boost leaks, because that could cause loads of different, it could alter the cylinder pressure, it could alter the EGR flow, it could alter the turbo boost pressure. So I think that's a dead easy quick check to do first before we get any more involved, which is what this video is about. I'm going to show you the easiest way to do that. We've got a couple of different smoke machines. Let's get into it. Right, so on any boost leak check or any induction leak check that you want to do, you need to take off the pipe that normally would come straight off of your air box, your air intake. Right, so these pipes generally come off really easily, but because I'm doing a video on this one's the only one I've ever had what's been glued on. So the smoke machine that we've got here is quite a good one because it also tells you the pressure. Hang that on the bonnet, but the bonnet stays are a bit weak on this one, so I'll have to just watch my head. So we need to just connect it up to the vehicle's battery. Red to red, red to red, black to black. I don't know if that'll be very easy to see on the video, but you can see the smoke what's coming out. So that's what we're going to put inside our air intake to see if there's any holes. So we'll fit that in there. Blow this balloon up so it just makes a nice tight seal in this air pipe. Then we'll switch this on. That's going to create the smoke that we've just shown you in the video. And what it's going to do is it's going to go through all the intake system, it's going to fill it all with smoke. And if we see any smoke coming out of anywhere, that's where our hole is. We can also keep an eye on this pressure gauge just as a second check. It is building up a little bit of pressure. So this one maybe hasn't actually got a leak. So we've got a little bit of air escaping where that intake pipe goes into the turbo. But that's before there's any sort of boost pressure built up, so that isn't going to be our issue. Check these two pipes that go to the intercooler. This is the one I was expecting to have a hole in it because it's really common, that bottom intercooler hose. No, so other than that pipe, that leak there, which I'm not worried about because of it's before the turbo, ours actually looks okay. So on our car, the leak, well, the issues we've got, the fault codes that we've got coming up, I don't think it is down to an intake leak, which just surprised me because I really thought it was going to. When I started this video, I genuinely thought it would be an intake leak, so I thought that'd be a good video to do. But seems that it's not. We'll carry on with it and see if we can work out what the problem is while I'm still filming. Of course I'll be able to sort out what the problem is. I'm the vehicle coach, man. Fix everything. There's some fins and you need to see if they rotate to make sure the turbo's not seized up and make sure there's always a little bit of play in the shaft, but if you get your finger and your thumb and just wobble it up and down, as long as there's only a little bit, that actually feels okay, that one. Could check the exhaust side of the turbo as well, that's just the intake side, but the rod goes all the way through, so I'd expect to feel something abnormal from the intake side, even if it was the exhaust side that was the problem. What faults we got again? Exhaust gas recirculation flow excessive, turbocharger boost system performance. So if there was a blockage in the exhaust system, that would affect the turbo boost pressure, and it would also force more gas through the EGR system than would normally go through because it can't get out the exhaust as quick as it needs to. Sometimes if the EGRs do get stuck open and you do the smoke test, what we've just done, what you'll actually find you'll get smoke coming out the exhaust, assuming it's stuck open at the point that we're testing it. So because I want to check the exhaust back pressure, I'm going to take the DPF pipe off, the DPF pressure sensor, stick a gauge in there, run it, and let's just see how much back pressure we've got. If it's more than about maybe 4 or 5 psi of back pressure, I think we should probably be looking to resolve that before we go any further, because it could just be that that's causing all these different errors. And everybody knows DPFs are rubbish. We've taken the DPF pressure sensor off the pipe. That's the pressure sensor. Fits just down there on this. They're all over, different places on different cars, but on these are down there. We're going to put a gauge in that pipe. We're going to run it, and then it's going to give us a reading as to how much back pressure we've got. This is our gauge. Simple. Gauge on one end, pipe, cone on the other end. Stick the cone in that pipe we've just had a look at. I like to sit in the car, that's why I've put such a long pipe on my gauge, so I can rev it a little bit, see what pressures we've got. At the minute, we're not reading anything, which is good. And even revving it, we're at nearly, maybe it's just over 2,500 revs. We've got a bit of back pressure, what you'd expect, but it's not even at 3 psi. I'm not convinced that's the problem. That together, and I'm going to take it up the road and drive it. I'm going to clear all the error codes, because there's so many error codes in there. Some of them could be old faults. I clear them all, take it for a drive, and then plug it back in afterwards and see what error codes have come back, so we know that those ones are current and they're relevant. The other thing is, what people like to do when they're trying to get to the bottom of their faults, is they start unplugging stuff, seeing if any of it makes any difference, and that will then flag an error code. Just for you guys out there that's thinking of taking your car into a garage because you've got some faults, don't go around unplugging everything in the engine bay. We will make sure the ignition's on, clear DTCs. I'm going to go and test drive it, and then I'm going to come back, I'm going to plug it back in, see what error codes have come back. I'll carry this video on when I get back. It was actually just meant to be this is how you find a boost leak, because I was certain that that's what was going to be wrong with this car, but obviously that isn't the issue. So see you in a minute. So we've test driven it. Now I've driven it, I'm near enough adamant it's going to be an EGR fault. It's got no power, it's absolutely flat, no power there at all until you hit about 3,000 revs, and then it goes off like an actual rocket ship. Turbocharger boost system performance, same again. If you've got EGR flow errors, that will affect the turbo side of things. But we've got there exhaust gas recirculation control circuit. Now, before, if you remember, it said excessive flow for the EGR. Now it's saying control circuit. Bearing in mind we've had 2 faults for the EGR, but both describing it differently, and the fact that on these Vauxhalls, the way they behave and the EGRs play up is exactly what this one is doing, I'm going to go with the EGR valve. Just because I've got the experience, along with the 2 error codes we've got for the EGR, to say it is going to be that fixes the fault. And if I do it and it doesn't work, there'll be no charge to the customer, but I'm pretty adamant that is what the problem's going to be. If there's any other videos you would like to see, I deal with about 40 cars a day in the garage that I own, so we've got lots of different faults and jobs that go on. If there's anything you'd like to see in particular, I'll make a video on it and I'll put it out. But if you're enjoying these ones that we're doing, please like and subscribe, and we'll keep the videos coming.